Alright guys, today I have you an American 700. Let me show you this beauty instead of just having it in the vise. So American 700, see older logo, USA hardened. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm hoping it is true. This is before American, or before Master Lock acquired American, so everything should be as it seems. Hard on the shackle as well. Very solid lock. If you haven't held one of these, it's, I mean, for just a normal lock, they're pretty heavy. They're pretty solid. I'm gonna throw it up in the vise. Here's the key. What's interesting to me is, normally here's another American set of keys for 1100. I'm used to keys more like that, where they kind of have those jagged edges, but these almost look like the cuts on a Kwikset, where they're just completely flat, which is interesting. Oh, make sure that's tight. It works very well. It's a very satisfying sound when you open it. I think the hardest thing with this lock is knowing when it's open, because there's a ton of spring tension on it, and if you're not paying attention, you could have it picked and never know it, because you have to put quite a bit of force at the end to actually open it. Now, okay, change the angle just a little bit more so I can show you guys something. The American keyway is fairly wide open. This is a short hook in 25 thousandths, and I can reach all the way up there. You can see that, but I'm going to go with a thinner pick. That way I just don't have to worry about the warding at all. I don't remember the thickness of this pick, but it's a homemade pick made by Mr. West Coast Picks. If you haven't checked out his channel, you should. He's amazing. And it's kind of a short hook-ish, maybe a little bit longer than a short hook, but it works great in these American locks. Using 50 thousandths top of the keyway pry bar. Let's see where we're at. Alright, one. No, not one. Alright. Just joking. Just seeing if you're awake. Okay, click off of 2. Click off of 3. Set 4 dropped into a false set, if you can see that. It's not 1. It's not 2. Oh, 3. I don't think I set it all the way though. Maybe I did. Okay, we'll go through again. 1, nothing. 2, nothing. 3, nothing. See what I missed again. Check 1. No movement. 2, 3, 4, 5. Huh, okay. I am going to switch to a thicker pick now so I can just get more feedback. Because there could be slight movements and I'm just missing it. Oh, no. Remember what I said earlier about how sometimes you can have it open and not even know it? Watch this. It's no wonder none of the pins were giving me any feedback. I already had it open. That's hilarious. Alright. Well, that lock is open, and I've said this before, but I'll just say it again. I love the sound of a padlock opening. I mean, that is just solid. When it's a padlock like this, it's even more satisfying. I mean, listen to this clunk. That is just beautiful. So, we talk about the adrenaline. Oh, I guess I need that open. We talk about the adrenaline rush of opening a lock. I feel like that sound just enhances the adrenaline rush even more. Grab my screwdriver. I thought I was ready, but I left my screwdriver. Choose the one I need. The rest over there. Just a normal Phillips head. Okay. Oh, sorry about that. Move that back over there and pull out my pinning tray. Alright, so we remove the screw. We need to remove this plate. Nice and easy. Now there may be anti-bypass wafers, and if so, I don't want to remove them. They're kind of tricky to put in place. Yeah, you can see it in there. They're kind of tricky when they fall out, so I'm just going to leave that right there. Alright. American core, imagine that, it's an American lock. Little circlip. Nice and easy. We have a key. We'll turn it there. Plug follower. Ooh. I'm gonna use a shim. There are no T-pins or anything, but I feel like the one time you think you don't need a shim is the time that something horrible happens and you end up ruining your lock. It's maybe too thick of a shim. Nope. Hope it works. Alright. There we go. Nice and easy. Let's see how they sit. So number one, it would be very easy to overset, as you can see from the key. And they're actually pretty progressive. It's mainly lowest to highest. Number two is a little bit higher than number three, but so it's not horrible to see. And wherever it's long enough, these will all be the American serrated key pin. I'll just show you an example. So, I'm sorry. It's got two serrations at the top. Number 4, no, just number 5 does not have any serrations because it is too short. So serrations wouldn't really make sense, which I don't really understand that logic. If anyone can help explain that to me. No, never mind. It makes sense. I don't know what I was thinking. In my mind, because it's the shortest, you have to lift it up the highest, and so therefore, I guess if these chambers were serrated, then it would make sense, maybe. Although it'd be hard to put serration on something so small. But because you have to lift it the highest, it would have the most time to interact with the threads. But it has no threads, so never mind. We'll get that out of there. Number 1. Does not want to come out. Serrated with a copper spring. Number 2 is a serrated spool. That's a fun word for me to say, guys, just so you know. Number 3 is another serrated pin, and I'm assuming all the springs will be the same. So far it is that way. Five is also a, or sorry, yeah, no, that is 5. 5 is also a serrated, and 4 is another serrated spool. There won't be any modifications because it's the American 700. Let me show you a close-up of this. So this is typically what you'll find in an American lock. Pretty solid. As far as locks were readily available in the US at least. Over in Europe, I'm sure this wouldn't be challenging at all. But so you have these nice serrated drivers in 1, 3, and 5. 2 and 4 are these spools with a little serration. All of the springs are the same. All of the driver key pins, excuse me, except number 5, have these 2 serrations. That way you can easily overset them. This lock, I believe, cannot be shimmed. Yeah. So it's got ball bearings. It can be bypassed. So they put anti-bypass wafers in. I think just 1. That's the normal amount. But overall, this is a solid lock. If I needed to lock something up and I could use a shackle this thick, I could see myself using this lock. Alright guys, hope you liked what you saw. If you have any questions, leave them below. If you liked what you saw and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And thank you very much.